I need to know how to fix a Sony TV that won't turn on.
Change out the batteries in the remote control.
The batteries in the remote are relatively new.
I'm assuming no one has actually sat on the remote control recently.
If it were that obvious, I wouldn't be asking for your help.
I wonder if you've got too much stuff plugged into that wall outlet next to the TV.
That's what a power strip is for.
The modern smart TV is an energy hog, and the TV may not get enough power if you've got a gaming console, DVR, DVD player and a bunch of other stuff plugged into the power strip.
I've played games off the gaming console with the TV turned on and working before, so I don't think that's it.
That doesn't mean you didn't turn the power strip back on the last time you turned it off to hard reboot the gaming console.
I can check, but I don't think it is off.
I'm assuming nothing blew the circuit breaker in the house or the fuses either.
Then the gaming console couldn't come on.
The worst scenario is that you've heard a popping sound and had the screen go black for a while before returning until the last couple capacitors blew, and now the only lights that can light up are the light on the bottom of the screen.
I've heard you can replace the capacitors yourself.
If you had the skills to replace the caps yourself, you'd have already checked the voltage to the motherboard and T-con boards to see if those were why the screen was dark.
At least if it is the capacitors that were the problem, I could tell which ones because they were big and puffy.
If the Sony TV has 5 flashing lights of the red LED, it thinks it has a short in one of the boards. If the LED is dark, a power supply or cord is dead.
There are several boards in the TV.
The Sony TV line uses red flashing lights as an error message. For example, if the TV flashes 5 times, it thinks the logic board or power board is the problem.
If the power board has burned out, that would explain a dark screen.
3 flashes means the power board is bad or the logic board is.
I can figure that out with a multimeter. If I get normal voltage on the power board, it is the logic board.
If the TV flashes 5 times, it could be a bad panel connection, too.
It isn't like someone hit the screen with something, shaking the panel connection loose.
And if the screen were dark after a big crack was put on it, you wouldn't be asking me why it wasn't working. However, if the error code is 4 flashes, the LD board or logic board are the problem.
I don't even know which ones those are.
6 flashes may be the inverter board, power board or backlight.
If the backlight went out, I'd just have a darker display. Power board or inverter dead, that would be a totally dark display.
If the TV goes dark after being on for a long time, then it might have gone to sleep.
I don't use the sleep timer.
Then you better hope it isn't shutting off because it is overheating.
Then the next thing to overheat is my wallet.